Good morning, everyone. We're running late this morning. I've discovered when you have more time, you have less time, chat. Is that like a Confucius thing? When you have more time, you have less time. Whew, we're here. We're here. I was working right up to the scheduled time, so I'm just turning everything on, plugging everything in, getting my desk cleared, getting set to talk about who knows what today. But I was feeling like fountain pens are fun, was a good conversation. So let's just do that. Let's do that. Let's do fountain pens are fun. Did you sign up for Pelican Hubs yet? So Pelican Hubs are out. I retweeted that this morning. Let's see. I've never been to a hub, right? So like I'd have to travel, to Atlanta, which is not bad. I'd have to do that. So I haven't. But a lot of y'all participate in it. A lot of y'all help run hubs. So over the send me that link, Toasty. I want to talk about that in just a second. Yeah. They kind of took a hiatus during COVID times, right? So they're always just like a super popular thing to get fountain pen and users together. Tam Servo, I just sent you an email this morning. I've been forgetting to reply to that. Naper Villain, 20 months of sub, and thank you so much. I appreciate it. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Toasty. We'll bring that up in just a second because I wanted to look at that a little bit more. Actually, I want to put that in the show notes for the podcast this week, so thank you. So the hubs, if you're not familiar with them, Pelican helps facilitate getting groups of fountain pen users together in different cities. Basically cities where someone will kind of lead up getting a group together, and then Pelican will frequently provide like paper and ink samples and things like that for y'all to just get together, have a night to come and talk fountain pens. And it's a really kind of that's a big undertaking, y'all. Like I always Penguin's Creative showed them off on our Twitch stream last night. Oh, nice. I'll have to go look at the VOD of that because I would like to look more. So yeah, the Pelican Hubs are cool. I think everyone was like sad that they weren't here, and they're pretty excited they're back. So it's something I've never participated in, but I always gotta look into that. So we'll see. I just ordered a Narwhal Nautilus with the portholes. That's a really cool design. I have one. I forget. I sent it to one of the review crew. I can't remember who I sent it to, but I have one of the Ebonite. I guess maybe are they all Ebonite? It's a really pretty one Frank gave me at the Atlanta Pen Show. And I sent it to one of y'all to review. I don't know if Sarah's here. Sarah might have reviewed a Narwhal, so maybe I didn't send it to her. But that'll be coming up soon. Someone has my Narwhal Nautilus, and it will be reviewed soon-ish. Good morning, Molly. All right, let's look at this because I wanted to look at this a little bit more. So Plotter is doing some stuff for the DC Pen Show and the San Francisco Pen Show. Toasty Treat here in the chat. Wasn't you, Sarah? Okay, yeah, I can't remember. Like I always threaten to keep a list of what I send to everybody, then I never do. I'm terrible that way. So Toasty Treat is going to be working at the Plotter table. Well, I guess it's more than Plotter, right? It's all of like Plotter, Travelers, kind of everything together, or is it just specifically Plotter? I'll let Toasty Treat clarify that for me. But I saw this come out, Plotter and Travelers. Okay, thank you. I saw this come out, and what was interesting is that there will be some specific paper. Is that what it is? Plotter brass pens, okay. Got the event details. So, okay, event limited refill. So, manuscript paper, panel layout, music paper, color paper, letterpress printing, black paper. Okay, so I need all of these. What is except music paper. I don't need music paper. What is manuscript paper? Are these layout based? Or paper base. I'm sure letterpress, black paper, color paper are all different consistencies, right? Different than the normal paper. Are the top three the usual plotter paper with different layouts, and the bottom three different paper types? Manuscript paper is more like a Japanese writing layout. Okay. So one of the things on my shopping list for San Francisco, or my research list for San Francisco, is I'm going to look at hey, Carol, glad you made it. Letterpress is MD Cotton. Okay, that makes sense. In San Francisco, I'm going to look at the small plotter because this is what I'm trying to do at home now. Black paper is going to be severely limited. She says they only have 5, and Toasty's buying 4 of them. That almost doesn't even count. Traveler's Notebooks new Kyoto offerings are awesome. I love Traveler's Notebooks. I don't have any. Plotter themselves is going to be there, Namiki Winter Vlad. Plotter will have a table in DC and San Francisco. So April will be there, and Toasty Treat will be there working alongside April and whoever else they have. I imagine y'all will be very busy. So yeah, in San Francisco, when I get to San Fran, I will just save me a sheet for San Francisco. I will be looking at the plotter Bible size or one of the small size notebooks to see if it's going to work for this or in my pocket. I'm actually going to have to take this out because it's very bright on the screen. It's screwing up. It's dark outside, so it's screwing up the lighting. It's very bright white, but it's my field notes that I've been using around the house. So I've been wanting to look at the plotter, smaller plotter, just because it's fountain pen friendly. I hate using fountain pens with standard field notes, and that's what this one is. So I want a mini, but I'm not sure if I'd like it or not. That's exactly why I'm not just jumping in and ordering one. I want to kind of think about it, because once you start putting rings, the way I'm planning on using it, once you start putting rings in your pocket, it doesn't seem like the best idea to me, right? It's not necessarily made for that. And so I'm wondering myself, I'm really thinking about how will if I'm going to invest in this, because it's not a cheap product, will I actually use it how I want to use it, or is it better to just have something softer and pliable? I don't know. It's such a good product. It's such a unique product. In San Francisco, you'll be able to order customized plotters. Someone ban Toasty Treat from the chat, one of the mods. Can we get a ban? I don't need to hear all this. My solution is to look for a vest jacket that can fit A6. It just seems more likely to work to me. Yeah, I hear you. I just want something to throw in my pocket. It doesn't have to be my shirt pocket. I don't always wear a shirt with a pocket in it, but I like it in my shorts pockets. So yeah, something to think about. All right, what's this? This is the pop-up events. Oh, cool. Let's look at this. Toasty Treat has been banned. It would have to be the size of a quarter to fit in a girl's pockets anyway. I mean, if anyone could pull that off, it's probably the Midori conglomerate, right? Between Travelers and Plotter. They could make the quarter size notebook to fit in the girls' pockets. If anyone could pull that off. TRC USA pop-up events. I'm glad, look, this is pretty cool. I know Travelers has done the pop-up shops for, just the Travelers, they'll get a hotel or a restaurant and do a pop-up, a one day or one afternoon pop-up in New York City or LA or something like this. But this is cool that they're making an effort to the 2 biggest US pen shows. I think that's pretty cool. Sorry, I'm just looking through this because I haven't seen it yet. Brass ballpoint pen customization. Okay, if you travel to Traveler's Factory Kyoto, you'll find this customization service in 5 original colors for our beloved brass ballpoint pen. Typically, customization service is available only at Traveler's Factory Kyoto. However, we will be bringing this opportunity for pen show participants this year. Oh man, what do I want to put on what do I want to put on my pen? So, so DC has the black and the blue, and San Fran has the green and pink. I definitely like the green. What would I get? So yeah, there's the 2 colors. What do we get on there, chat? Toby's Crew. Brand Downey. That's if I went to DC. If I got a DC pen, it would have to be Brand Downey. Yeah, the green is definitely the winner here for me. And I like the different, the tip, more like the pewter gray color. I love these products. I prefer the pencil over the ballpoint personally, but I would get one of these because it's kind of neat. Brand Downey. Brass ballpoint pen customization pre-order. It's funny they have $6 for shipping, but I'm picking it up. Wow, it takes 3 months if you order it. Oh, and Janet. Okay, so here's another thing. I'm thinking about all this stuff while I'm talking to y'all this morning. Janet Takahashi is doing a class at the San Francisco show, and this is actually one I was thinking about taking. Like, I need to go look at this. Like, this looks like a me thing. Oh, it's on Sunday too. That's actually pretty good. So your flight is out. Yeah. There was a short list of classes I was super interested in, and I think this is the one I kind of researched the most. Seems pretty cool. Oh boy. That's cool. That's cool. And then Slumberland Studio just showed us. I saw this right before I got online this morning. Let's see if I can pull up this post. Without having to search for it. Hey, here's something in my feed that's important to me, but not to y'all. But that's Lou Barlow from Sebadoh, but he's using a pen and paper. Like, that's why I look at it. So y'all didn't need a sketchy old man on your feeds, but that's cool. Let me find this shown design real quick because the colors look great. We need Lou Barlow to do a pocket shots. All right, so this was the post Ian just put up. DC Pen Show teaser number 2. This is our faceted Pocket 6 collection that we'll be bringing to the show. Some of these are one-offs in very small quantities for experimental runs. Some are new additions that have yet to hit the site. Will be after DC and San Fran. See you in the small ballroom in DC. Small ballroom in DC. I'm all caught up with What We Do in the Shadows and love it. Yes. Have you started the new season? I have not started the new season. So I'm actually probably going to wait until I go to San Francisco, resubscribe to Hulu, and watch the new seasons of What We Do in the Shadows and Reservation Dogs on Hulu. That should be my San Francisco flight entertainment. That's the working plan. I haven't finished Ted Lasso though. I'm gonna finish Ted Lasso before I go on the trip. All right, so I like how he's able to do the colors on the faceted pens now. Enjoy your lurk, Lady Tamir. I heard Mythic pens dropped out in part over the multi-floor floor thing. Yeah, I that doesn't surprise me whatsoever. 2 days till DC. That's true. Oh yeah, watch The Bear. I've had that recommended to me several times. Yes. Have you seen the reply I gave you, Slumberland Studio? You should also grill Ian about his nibs and feeds. I know. I've been watching his Instagram here. Trying to math how early I have to get up on Thursday at my 6:25 a.m. flight. Wow, is that direct? That means you're going to be there at like 7 a.m. on Thursday, right? You're going to get there so early on Thursday. I'm coming in at like, oh no, I'm thinking San Francisco. So for DC, yeah, okay, you'll get there lunchtime, a little before lunch. Sorry, I was in San Francisco mode. So yeah, Ian's making his own nibs and feeds and things of that nature. So he's working on it. So if you don't follow Ian on Instagram, you should. Ian showed parts of a Pocket Peak pen on TikTok. I don't know if that made it to Instagram. Yeah. I was thinking about a Pocket Peak recently. I want to do a Peak collaboration for the Pen Addict, but I don't know what I could do that's unique enough aside than just like a stamping, like he did the ghost stamping on the original Peak. I don't know what I could do outside of that. Following Ian will cost money. That is a complete fact. I mean, like this is like my aesthetic, right? Like all this stuff is like pretty great. It's a problem. I'll come home with several of these, mostly like for giveaway type stuff. I would like a peak. If we could do a peak, see, I'm product designing for Ian here, and I'm just pretending like things are gonna happen. Email me O4A. Like if I could get a peak for the Pen Addict, and we do like some type of logo stamping, and then we can color in the logo to like have a little hit of orange on that barrel. I don't think you can dye the material, but I wonder if a dye or a color would stick onto the Peak material just like as a fill-in. You know, like do like a like an engraving, then fill it in with color. I don't know if that would work or not with that type of material. And so anyway, there's a look into my head. Welcome. We're among friends here. Just gotta speak that intention out into the universe. I do that all the time. What does 18111 do to fill in his engravings? Yeah, I don't know. But it's also just like a more basic acrylic, right? They're the plastics. And like maybe Peak's completely similar to that in that it will handle like being painted on and stick, right? So I don't know. I'm assuming like Peak has some weird properties and maybe it doesn't, right? So you could clear coat over the whole thing, but that would change the texture and feel. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Just want to thank you for the topo folio that I won last week. It's very well made, super cool, and much appreciated. Very nice, and you can thank a lovely member of this community here that sent that to me to give away, and they are probably pretty glad you're enjoying it. They were very, very happy the excitement that it generated. So that was really, really cool. Hey, Jasmine Marie Plans, hope you're doing well. Colored in with crayon like the old D&D dice. Nice. That would be awesome. Fill in the engraved logo with paint and then clear coat on top of it. Yeah. Yeah, my initial thought would be, it's like, how clean could that look? Like, how good could we make it look? And maybe it doesn't have to be perfect, right? I don't know. Just thinking. Miss G's Crafties, I saw, has a post. We'll be doing a journaling class at the Orlando Pen Show. I might have to take that one as well. So we got all the classes, all the fun people doing all the fun pen shows. So that looks awesome. So this is what we're doing today, chat. I think I'm going to write some stuff. I have some memberships to send. We could do some postcards. I want to write the book. I want to use some of the pens I inked. Have you signed up for Pelican Hubs 2022? Not yet, but we talked about that right before you came on. First thing we talked about there. I see you, Molly. So yeah, I'll have to go back and look at the Pelican Hubs deal. I wish I could do one in Macon, but like there's only a couple fountain pen friends I have that are local-ish, and I'm not even in contact with one of them anymore. They might have moved. Wasn't able to make DC work, but I will be at Disney in the days leading up to Orlando. You never know. You never know. You just need 7 people. So me, my wife, my son, my daughter. I'll have to think about it. So any of y'all that have been to the Atlanta Pen Show, there's a vintage dealer there, Dan Langen, who is a huge Pelican collector. Actually, I've been over to his house here in Macon for like Atlanta Pen Club meetings. They came down to his house, and he has like basically like his living room is like a Pelican museum. So I could get Dan to come. Do you happen to see this new offering from Studio Unique? Yeah, so I guess we're just going to talk about all the new products today. Like, this is good because this is a bunch of stuff I'm going to talk about on the podcast today. The Mark II. Hello. Hey, that's my hand. The Mark II is the first kind of coated pocket model that they've done, which is a really, really great color. Toby counts on the internet. No one knows your dog. True. So that's a great color. Yeah, this is not my favorite Studio Unique product, chat. And I think I've told Dan and Tom as much. I love the Mark I. I'm going to love the Mark III. Mark II, I don't really use. It doesn't really work for me. But it's a good design. Had to be fate. I got a business trip to DC on Monday. Was able to book my flight a little early and be able to attend the DC show on Sunday. Nice. So that I need to put in the show. We got Pelican Hubs. We got all kinds of stuff. Year of the Appetite, chat. Year of the Appetite, by the way. What is the Mark III? It's a pencil that they have on Kickstarter. It might have closed already. So it's basically a skinnier Mark I with a pencil component, which, I like mechanical pencils, so that was an easy one for me. If you do that, it means you'll have 5 bottles of ink, 5 ink bottles of Appetite in your house. It means that I'll have 5 ink bottles of Appetite to give away to Pelican Hubs members or to y'all. Yeah, Appetite. What a basic color. Sorry, just being real here. This is like the most basic limited edition ink of the year that they've ever done. Like, it is super basic. Like, it's fine. It's beautiful. It's literally the same color that every company makes. Like, no ink company doesn't make this color. That was a good grammar right there. But for free, I know it's for free. It's a good ink. It's just not special. So if you go to my Diplomat Magnum review, that's the ink in the handwritten portion of the review. We did that, and I've showed y'all. I tested it out here on stream. So this is. Ooh, that's blurry when you embiggen it. Don't embiggen my pictures. My pictures are so bad you can't make them bigger because they look. Oh no. People like blues, yeah, that's like creating a black ink. Guess what? Your black ink will be your best seller. This will be their best seller, right? So yeah, I'm not saying it's not going to sell. It will be a monster seller. It's just like it doesn't even have sheen or like something special to it. It is like just mega basic. It's a great color. That's the difficulty in talking about this stuff. This is such a good color and such a great product. It literally has happened 50 times before. That's my only hang up. Right? I'm so tired of the new teal pens and inks. Rip. Yes, we're giving away the purple guy today. So we have the purple one. I bought 2 of these. The purple one, it's sitting right here. The poor purple box got smashed. If you're a winner of these, I'm gonna have to write you a nice note, and saying my apologies. This is how it arrived to me. Have we seen the Appetite M205? No, but that will be dope. That will be better than the ink. Thank you, O4A. So yeah, that is this week's Pen Addict giveaway. I really enjoyed the Magnum. Looks like the Blackwing shipping department sent you that. That's funny. Magnum grip is too narrow for me. It is a very thin pen. At this point, it is very hard to invent new colors. I totally agree. But this is the standard ink lineup colorway, right? That's all. Like, it's not even like special ink lineup colorway. It's very thinner, very much thinner than Alami Safari. You probably can't tell from my pictures, but there's the difference right there. Safari, I mean, it's definitely thinner all the way around. Good pen though. Like I said, if this pen checks your boxes, like for what you like in a pen and the style and the feel, and the price point, you will be happy with your purchase, right? It's just not something I'm going to use regularly. So what I'll do is I'll clean this one out, and this will go in the icebox of happiness. Like if I know I'm not going to use it, we'll clean it out and we'll give it away to y'all here, in the future. Oh, hell, let's give it away right now. Let's give it away right now. I just got to clean it and ship it not in a box to you. Let's do that. Do you have another turquoise ink to compare Appetite to? Yeah, it's not turquoise. I don't think I call this one turquoise. It is definitely a little bit more teal, and I don't have the bottle anymore for it. I'd say my picture here maybe makes it a little bluer, and in person it's a little greener. Sport grip is even thicker? Yes. Maybe. We can look at the diameters of it, but I don't know it offhand. Yeah. All right, let's give away this orange one. Like if I know I'm not going to use it, you just got to give me a minute to clean it out. I will not be shipping this one to you today, Chad. All right, let's do a giveaway. So we're going to give away my orange review pen. Not teal, not turquoise. I'd say it's more teal than turquoise. My version of turquoise in my head is bluer, and this is slightly green. I just don't have anything handy to compare it to. Like, I don't think it's anything like Lamy turquoise. Lamy turquoise is like a bright blue, and this is more subdued and a little bit more green. But just, I mean, we're picking nits here. All right, giveaway. What if the winner doesn't want it clean first? If you want a converter full of Appetite, I will ship it to you. I'll try to make it so it doesn't blow out everywhere. It's good to know because I got Waterman Inspired Blue and it's literally the same color as Lamy Turquoise. Yeah, it's not that bright of a blue, Appetite. What is the nib? It is a fine nib that writes pretty wide. It kind of writes medium-ish to me. Lamy Pacific Blue is the best turquoise. You know, chat. All right. You know what? If you're an international winner, I will not ship this inked. Yeah, I think that's kind of my take on it, Carolina Photog. The pen is nice. It's very good. If this checks all of your boxes, you will be happy. I personally am not going to use it, right? I'm going to choose the Platinum Preppy. I'm going to choose, a Pilot Kakuno. I'm going to choose a Kabeco Perkio. Like those are my things. All right. Let's go. All right. I'm giving away this pen from this review. Oh, temporally, like you're the one. What do you call it when you win the giveaway and do like the wrong thing? What's the word you use? Like Bizarro giveaway. Like if you want a Bizarro giveaway and I send it to you inked, I'll send it to you inked. So yeah, this is what we're giving away. If you go to my review, Chaos. Thank you, Chaos. Chaos giveaway. Kaweco is now offering a clip for the Perkio. Is it as much as the pen? That's the real question. And what would that look like? Do you have a link for that, Slumberland Studio? I gotta see what that looks like because that really looks like a pen that does not need a clip. Like I get clips on a lot of pens. The Perkio's never seemed like, hey, this pen really needs a clip to me. It doesn't. I want to see that. If you can come up with that link, I would like to see that. $4? Okay, that's cheap enough. And you get a free pair of sunglasses. Where's my doggies? We're almost done with this little Borker. Then we have more corgis. We have Endless Prince is a pre-order. Gotcha. So we'll do Toby next. So Toby's up top here. And right now we're doing Rufus. Rufus is in the middle. That's who we're using because we wanted to write on the butt first. And then at the bottom is Whiskey. Whiskey has had too much whiskey. Whiskey is sleeping. So that's why Whiskey has their eyes closed. Whiskey is into the bottle. Toby is an active Borker. He's very happy. Rufus shakes the booty. And then Whiskey is in the bottle. So accurate all the way around. We still have questionable sushi here. Have you discussed the fact that the new Kaweco original is coming out later this year and has both a 6 and a 5 for the same price? I thought there was a price difference. I thought there was like a $10 price difference. Are you sure? I need to put that on the list for the podcast as well. Dun dun dun. So yeah, I want to talk about that. Because I think that came out after we finished the show last week. Yeah, it wasn't very much, but I want to say it was like 115 versus 125 or something weird like that. Like, because I think when I was clicking the links, like the price changed when I went from 6 to 5 or vice versa. Sorry, now that I have my podcast file open, I want to update a couple things. While I'm at it. Okay. I know Goulet mentioned they aren't planning on the carry number 5. That makes, I mean, I would agree with that sentiment, right? It's a decision. Like, I don't understand it. Like, okay. It's like you're making this bigger pen you're making a different pen here, right? Why do I want to make it feel like what I already have? If I want the number 5, I don't want that in the bigger pen, right? Give me the bigger pen with the 6. All the links I'm finding to the Pen 0404, really? So yeah, I browsed it on Pen Chalet was where I found it. That's interesting. Now that is fun to talk about. Let's see if we can find the Kaweco original. Everyone go while I pick a winner for this giveaway. Loud noises. Loud noises. First time winner, loud noises. Congratulations. I think first time winner, maybe. Yes. Loud noises. I also love lamp, so that's good. Bork. Grats, but also rigged. So rigged. Totally rigged. Congratulations, loud noises. Completely serious question. Do you want me to send this with the ink in it? And you will assume the risk of explosion? Like, it's a pretty full converter of apatite. I'll gladly clean it. I was planning on cleaning it until temporally ran their mouth. Pen Chalet, Pen Boutique, and Gold Spot have all taken it down. Okay, well, we need to find some archive because now I really want to talk about it, Evan. Now I'm desperate to talk about it on the podcast. You're in Canada? That might be okay. If you want to do that, I will do that to Canada. I don't know that I would do it overseas. Like Continental, like I'm less concerned about explosions for some reason. Like hopefully it stays on the ground mostly. So like it's a half full converter. You decide. I couldn't care less, right? I'll clean it. I'll not clean it. Whatever. So it's a half full converter of apatite. If you think there's gonna be a mess, like I would never send it inked. But if you want it inked, because temporally made me, yeah, you think uninked is good? Thank you, Loud Noises, for being a reasonable human being. Temporally, you made me think, right? Like you completely made me think. All right. Loud Noises, email me, hello@penaddict.com with your shipping address. Pull the converter and parafilm. I do have that option. What I don't have is the box anymore for this. I would get it inked. Hey, Scooby-Doo. Do you bork? Everything seems out of focus today. My life is out of focus. Bork, Loud Noises. If I would have won, I would ask you to leave it ink and just slap a shipping label on the naked pen. Ultimate chaos. Crazy. Craggle it. I know what you mean. All right, there we go. We'll get that cleaned up. I'm not going to ship that till later in the week, Loud Noises, so no complete rush in getting that in there. I like a number 5 nib. People are weird. I love number 5 nibs in smaller pens, right? If you're giving me the big pen, I prefer the 6. Although I use number 5 in bigger pens too. I like number 5 nibs. This number 5 nib was a little soft, if it is in fact a Yovo. Are y'all convinced this is a Yovo nib? I couldn't find for a fact. I just read people saying it was a Yovo nib. But look at this feed. Is this a Yovo nib? Is this what a Yovo number 5 nib looks like? That's stock. I thought it was Schmidt too, Mafia Geek. But everywhere, like I couldn't find many options. I couldn't find many people saying it, but like Goulet and Trufe had it listed as Yovo, and that's all I could find. To me, it looks like a Schmidt. I have one of those and the nibs are soft. Thank you, Corinne B. Now I don't feel crazy. That's Schmidt, right? I might have to go edit the arrow is a Yovo, right? The arrow is a Yovo number 6. That's correct, Bork. So this one confused me, and I couldn't completely confirm it other than a couple of retailer listings that listed it as Yovo. So, what are you gonna do? I might like go put a little caveat in there. It's like I kind of feel like this is a Schmidt nib. This nib is soft. Yeah, that's the thing. Which I've never felt a Yovo this soft. I didn't think the Yovo number 5 feed even had the slits in it. And this is a very angular. Toosby also uses Schmidt, not Yovo, except the VAC is Yovo. I thought the 580s were Yovo. No? Well, those are some very firm nibs. I don't think I own a Yovo number 5. That was my confusion. as I was going through this and trying to research the nib, I started to think about it. I was like, I don't know that I've ever used a Yovo number 5, other than what Kaweco's, Yovo bot collaboration, whatever they want to say. And that's a firmer nib than this one. I thought all of Twisby was Yovos. I was under that impression myself. I like Schmidt nibs, though. FC45. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, those definitely don't look like this. Okay, thank you, O4A. So that, all my Franklin Christophs Yovos number 5s look exactly just like a miniature number 6. There you go. They look no different. The feeds look no different. That's not a Yovo number 5. No, we're all number 6s on the spokes. Okay, so yeah, the Franklin Christophs number 5s are all the exact same as the 6s, just small. Hang on, I'm gonna shut this door real quick. Enjoy the chair. Yeah, so good. I was racking my brain. Not all Yovos look the same. Yeah, but this is not Yovo anything. That feed. If it was a loose nib, I'd be more confused. That feed, I've never seen anything that looks like that. What's up, Glyph? It's your birthday. Happy birthday. I hope you wrapped it up over the end of the month with a great finish to raising funds. But happy birthday. And I hope you have a great one. Yovo does a lot of 2-spec work for companies and even have some nibs that say iridium point. Ooh, don't say that, Evan. Ugh. Why anyone would do that in the modern fountain pen world would creep me out. I have one of those on a Yovo number 4. Crazy. Made by Yovo, only for Diplomat. I guess. I don't understand why would they redesign the feed from what they have? Nib? Sure. Knock yourself out. 46.92.10. $4,692 raised. That's awesome, Glyph. Congratulations. I hope L is good with that. I hope y'all are happy with what you did. I think it was pretty cool. I think y'all did a great job. Really, really cool. Hey, August, best month for birthdays, by the way. Without question. Best month for birthdays. Leo gang, rise up. Except for those end of the month August people, they don't count as much. Email sent. Nice. I think you'll like this one. I'd be interested in what you think about this one. I think this is a interesting pen for sure. I think you'll enjoy it. I think most people will enjoy this pen. It's a little different, so that's why I wanted to get it. Spoken like a typical Leo. Facts. What's the end of the month birth sign after Leo? I mean, no one else matters, so I don't really know the order of these things. May, best birthday month? Literally no. That might be the worst. Like, I don't know anyone's birthdays in May. Oh, I take that back. My niece is May 1st. All right, May is all right. Confusing August with December again. Oof. May 18th. Yeah. May passes. May passes. Wow, May is a popular one. Wow. All right, my niece is in May. We'll let y'all slide. Yeah, August gang, rise up. Let's hear it for May. What's up with May? 1st of May is an epic one once she's adult. Nice. May is only 2nd to April. Everyone misspelling March. Oh, did you find the link? I wonder if they just changed the link to not have the number 5. Oh, who? Sorry. One of y'all sent that link. Was it Digital Medievalist? Yeah, here it is. It's for sale in Hungary. I want to see if this... I'm sorry. I'm clicking on these links I wanted to show y'all. Oh, which is the good one? I'm going to go with yellow. Oh, that's a vintage. I have one of these. I have this one in black. I love that pen. That's a cool pen. Those are cool. I'm wondering if this changed. I wonder if this changed to not have the number 5 option, which is why everyone took it down. Maybe. My wife is a Leo. I feel for Mary Beth. Oh, Mary Beth would commiserate with that thought, Slumberland Studio. Factually correct. I'm going to look at something here, but I'm going to take it down. Bought myself a Kakamori Steel Dip nib pen for my birthday. Now I just need to learn how to use it. Maybe today you could do some dip writing to demo it. Probably not today, but I will do it this week. I'm not really set up to do it today. I like to get all my little cleaning supplies and stuff. But we can do that because it's a pretty good writer. Like, you got this one, right? Like the bullet style. Or just the nib style that I did last week. All right, I'm going to look at something. I'm going to see if I can find something real quick, but I don't want to put it up on screen until I find it. I love Kaweco, but they are a silly company. That is a really good way to put that. All right, let me see. Oh, man. I really don't like TweetDeck sometimes. All right, I was looking through Pen Chalet's Twitter, and I think it's not on there anymore. And I think that's where I saw it first. So I wonder if either I'm misremembering that they put the Kaweco original only up there. Oh God, it's your birthday. Now I'm feeling guilty for not doing it. Man, do it on Casual Thursday. Now I'm feeling guilty. It's not like I had any plans today. You know what? Let's write Glyph a postcard with the Kaweco dip nib. Let's do that today. But then we can do some more messing around on on Thursday. Oh, did y'all see the Esterbrook Northern Lights? I did like those. Those look pretty cool. I don't love the Camden model, though. It's not my favorite model. All right, so yeah, no Kaweco Classic tweet. Pen Chalet always tweets the new products, and that one wasn't up there. Yeah, let's do Glyph. Glyph, what color of ink you want? Since I don't have any ink in here, tell me what ink you want. Are you good at pen spinning? I'm not. It's one of those things like I threatened to practice one day. I'm just not good at pen spinning. Like, it would be nice if I was. I'm just more of a fidgeter. I can't even really do it. Like, I can't. Like, I'll just sit here. The most vibrant blue. Okay, so should we do like Sailor Sky High? See, we can't do that. No pen spinning here. Always wanted one of those fancy pen spinning pens. Pen spinning pens. You know, one of those custom made, balanced. Bay State Blue, that has never entered this household. Let's see. Let me think. I got to think about this before I go get it. Sometimes I pulled the sickest mood one time. Sometimes the pen in on the back of my hand, spun once, and then caught it. Nice. Roadie ASMR is better than pen spinning. I left my Roadie in the other room. I was using it. Here's one. That is a good ASMR. All right, so which y'all like these? I like these. This is like the material I got in my so I think I got my Esterbrook prototype is this blue material, but it's not in this shape. It's the traditional Estie, and this is the Camden one. These look like Yovo nibs in the Camden, which the Camden used to only take Schmidt nibs. What's wrong with Bay State Blue? It stains and ruins everything. So you have to just be very, very careful with it. Yeah, I'm gonna write someone on purpose. Okay, so bright blues that I own that's not Conpecky. So we got Sky High. I'm trying to think what I have that's the brightest blue. Because I have to go get it. I don't want to take too long. It's also in Nibbler's ink, yeah. Sketch. All right, I'm gonna go get Sky High, but I might come back with something else. All right, y'all hold this line. Enjoy the pretty pens. Look at all the colorful stuff. We'll leave it on this. We'll leave it on this page. This is a good page. Fire on Ice. Ooh, yeah. Look, let me get some of my Robert Osters. I have Fire on Ice, and I have some other bright blues. I think I might have Soda Pop Blue. That's a good blue. Sailor Suitin. That's a more traditional blue. That's extremely good. But I'm gonna look for something brighter than that. All right, be right back. We got it, Chad. We got one. Good call on the Robert Osters. I think you'll like my selection. Assistive Tech, thank you for the follow. Azure Knight, did I miss your follow earlier? Appreciate it. If you're still here hanging out. How about this? That's what we're gonna do. So Mr. Brooks is doing me a favor. Curious about the final plans update for Notco. Give me a month, and then we'll be able to talk about it. Actually, give me about a week or two, then we'll be able to do an update on that. So that's what we're going to go with. So will you be coming to Orlando? Are you talking to me? If you're talking to me, the answer is yes. All right, so now Glyph. Let me get my card stash here. You were talking to me? I am coming to Orlando. I've already booked my hotel and bought my show tickets and everything. All right, Glyph. I think we probably started something here to where I'm going to have to write everyone a birthday card now, which that's okay. I think we can do that. We can write birthday postcards. All right, so I have a group of postcards. So we have these prints here. So I have the prints from Comfortable Shoes Studio, if you want one of these. That's what's left there. We have these from the Well-Appointed Desk recently. Like, tell me if you see anything that catches your eye. And then we have our old, yeah. Then we have our old, like, just funny stuff. I am not coming to DC, unfortunately. Then we have just our random, you know, fresh and rad cards. Ooh, the brown one, like this one. This one on top now. I know there's a delay. The print, the brown print. We can do that. Miss you. Boo, Brad. I know, I know. It's just too busy for me this week. This week is always bad. See, I knew I would start a problem, Renfield. I'm trying to find one of the dirty ones. All right. Let's do this. Birthday postcard could be a good ink drop redeem. That is so smart, Azure Limits. This is why I have y'all, chat. All right. So, Glyph, you are at the risk. Where's the moon lady from? From Anna at the well-appointed desk. Isn't that great? All right. So, since I'm unoriginal, we're going to pick out some lyrics for me to write to the Glyph. Yeah, I think we should do an ink drop redeem for that. I think that's a better idea than just having it wide open, because that could get to be a lot. That could get to be a lot, chat. Kids are already back in school. Yep, day 2. All right. Les did a really great job with these prints. All right. Hey, that's how everything here is by accident, right, Glyph? That's just kind of how we roll. All right. Let me think about this here. So we need my ruler. Smand. Accept my generosity. Oh, that's too nice. Can I redeem when it's not my birthday? I think we should just make it. Brad writes you a postcard redemption. All right, so I have to do this to make sure we have room for the address, because I will forget that part. So we're just going to give ourselves a little room here to address it. It doesn't have to be a great line. This is a good texture. Like, this is a wavy, almost like a water paper color texture. So maybe this ink will actually survive the trip to wherever you live. Speaking of which, can you either email me your address, or if you're able to in Twitch, you can DM it to me or whisper it to me in Twitch, like right now. All right. Let me find something to write. What do I want to write? I gotta look here. Redeem your points now. I haven't set it up yet, and I haven't said how many points. Technically, I already have it. True. Yeah, just do it so I don't have to find it. Because we know how lazy I am. Hydrate. I am talking too much. My posture is very terrible. All right. Since I'm unoriginal, I have to... That's going to play, isn't it? I have to find something to write by looking at music. The happy birthday song. We could do the birthday party's happy birthday. Actually, let's do that. That's a good idea. A Talonay with all the good ideas today. Let's see. Ever feel nervous? We're all watching you? Pretty rarely. Although I do get... The only time I ever get nervous is when I'm head down focusing and not talking, right? And not paying attention to chat. Like when I'm writing. Can you limit redemptions to once per stream, once per hour? Yes. You can limit it to a quantity or a time frame. So yeah. So how much... So should the postcard redemption be more or less than the giveaway redemption? Or should it be equal and you have to decide? Thank you, Glyph. All right. Who was it that sang? I was thinking 50K as well, Toasty Treat. Nervousness comes from head down, focus on writing words with incorrect spelling. I'm okay with the incorrect spelling. Oh God, who sang the Happy Birthday song in the 1980s, like the punk band? Why can't I think of this? Was it the birthday party? What is that green yellow desk accessory? Exclamation point Smand. It's the greatest pen case ever designed. Altered images. Thank you, JVK. Good grief. If Alan chooses the postcard, will you finish his letter? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So one of the challenges here is I'm not going to get a lot of words in here, and we're going to skip the original, like the kickoff of it is happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. So we'll go right into the regular lyrics. Happy birthday in a hot bath to those nice nights. I remember always, I got such a fright seeing them in my dark cupboard with my great big cake. This is a great song if y'all don't know this song. No, you wanted a test drive with this. No, this is the whole jam. We got a whole situation here. No, you wanted me to test this. Let's do it. You had a 4-color pen. I retweeted a sad tweet this morning or was it yesterday, where President and Correct, the great British stationery shop. Boy, this is when I need a holder for this thing, dipping it in and out. Just write the link to the lyrics. That's hilarious. Where someone had run over a big 4-color in a parking lot, and it was like tough times. This is really making me nervous. I'm trying to think if I have anything quickly I could stand this in. Fits in the Monarcha holder. Let me see if I have one in here. No, I think I gave away all the Monarcha holders. All right, I'll just be careful. This is good that this paper is a little bit absorbent. Also, the bright blue doesn't pop on this page. I shouldn't have looked up because now y'all are making me nervous about the bottle. probably have written a little bit smaller. That's okay. We'll just go with it. All right, I shouldn't have looked at y'all. You're making me nervous now. You need a recording of me breathing? No, you don't. Sorry, I'm having to look over my camera here as I write. This thing's writing a lot. Drillog couldn't do this. Does it bother y'all how I do my eyes different? Depending on whether they're the beginning of the line or the middle. I think I'd like to try this again on a different type of card and see if I could write smaller. But this paper is really not conducive to that. It's like a textured watercolor paper. Working. Oh, I'm gonna have to redip. Redip right at the end. Can we make it? I don't think we can make it. Going in for a little. I don't have a Discord set up, Sammy. Allegedly. Almost made it. You change your eyes as well, Inky Love? Good, I don't feel too bad. All right. Yay, we did it, chat. Yeah, that was totally the mail. All right. Look, we can do things on the fly here, right? That's all we do. Change eyes depending on word placement, not line placement. Yeah, at the beginning, look, like all the beginning ones are like a traditional capital I, but then in the line, they're just a straight eye. Like I didn't even think about this until like I got about halfway down here. But but then like a random, just the word I gets capitalized. All right, let me get a stamp. Oh, where are my postcard stamps? Frigate bird. Frigate. All right, and then we will take it off camera to, I will write the address in something more permanent. Hey, you're welcome, Glyph. Glad to do it. Brad, not allowed to handwrite contracts is not dot I's or cross T's. I do not, so I cannot use that phrase. All right, let me do this address before I forget. There it is. Big crystal for addresses. All right, got it. Yeah, we try not to dox. Sometimes we fail. Sometimes we fail. I'm not super efficient on that. All right. I go for chaos. I address my postcards in the same pen with I'm writing with, even during the rainy season. Yeah, like this would be a catastrophe. This ink, if this ink gets wet, you're not going to be able to read a word of this glyph. This is a very absorbent paper with a very absorbent ink, and it's just going to be a blob of blue. Ghost in a Cup, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Brad, any luck tracking down that orange Pentel P205? Yeah, someone found me one on eBay, and they run about $25. So, like, for a weird limited edition model, that's fair, right? Like, that's like if I want it bad enough, I'll go get it. But like, I'm just gonna hold off on that. Like, I'm using the red one this week. This has been my choice writing instrument for this week so far. In my journal, or in my planner, I should say, not my journal. Spray fixative will help seal that postcard writing. You assume I have this stuff. You should dox me. Oh, Rattler Jen. Oh, I didn't send that to anybody. Light spritz of hairspray. Then what if Glyph like lights it on fire? We wouldn't want that. A good job by Glyph writing their address one line per entry on the messages. I went to my whispers. It's like, why do I have 4 messages? And Glyph put a new line for each one, so I appreciate that. It's very likely to happen, right? I'm always afraid with ink on postcards or envelopes. See, I'm not afraid, but I do actually want it to arrive. At least the Opus got to me. Hey, we're 1 for 10 or whatever we are. Let's do another giveaway while we're at it. So we've given away the pen. We've written a postcard. Thinking here what we can give away. No spills. No spills. Y'all were making me nervous once you said you could see the bottle shaking while I was writing, because I was seeing the microphone move out the corner of my eye. I was like, ooh, yeah, let's rein this in. All right, let's do this. We're going to do this. I'm going to grab a random field notes. Old Pen Show swag giveaway. That's a good idea. I have some of that stuff here. We'll hold off on that. But I'm going to grab a blank field notes, or a random field notes. We're not going to see what it is here, hopefully. All right, we got it behind my back. Since I've been using field notes again. All right, we're not going to look at this, what this is, and we're going to do a field notes giveaway. All right, it's behind my back. What was the giveaway pen? We gave away the Orange Diplomat from the review that I did on Monday. All right, so this is out of my field notes stash. Sorry, this is uncomfortable. This is out of my field notes stash. I don't even want to see what it is. And since I'm using field notes again, been using this around the house recently, complete with black back sweat. I am not sweaty today, Glyph. I'm normally a sweater. We're good today. It is summertime though. So this is a 3-pack. Oh no, this is a sealed one. So unless I've just like osmosised it into there, it does not have my banking passwords in there. Field notes, random 3-pack. And then we'll reveal it together. Unless temporally wins, then they'll make me not show it, which I'll just deny. Did you see the tactile turn field notes leather notebook holder thing? Yeah, I did not. If you hairspray it, it's a Bananarama hit. I like that. All right. Open. Exclamation point raffle. Anyone can win. You don't have to be a follower, subscriber, member. You don't have to live in the United States. This pen is going to Canada. We ship worldwide here at Pen Addict HQ. All right, I'm going to take this out of my back. I'm going to slide this on top of my computer here. And we're going to leave that right there. Because that was bugging me. I couldn't move my chair. All right, and then we'll reveal it together here in just a moment. Now I want to ink up Carolina Blue in a pen. I really want to ink up, whoever was asking me, I think it might have been OSU, was asking me last week to ink up my Namiki Milky Way. I really want to get that inked up. I should probably do that for San Francisco. If I take one pen to San Francisco, that might be the one. We're going to work on San Francisco pen packing, stationery packing here in a couple weeks before I go. Can you show it to us, the Milky Way? The Namiki Milky Way? Yeah. Oh, that looks good. I have not seen that. Yeah, I'll grab the Milky Way in just 1 second. Here is the tactile turn cover. Is your Brasstown still your go-to carry for a trip like SF? Between the Brasstown and the Sinclair, usually like one of each, because I'm usually bringing like a handful of pens. So I'll bring the pens like for show and tell. I'll put them in the Brasstown, and then anything else I'll put in the Sinclair, like something I'm going to write with or something I need to get worked on. So we'll go through all that here in the next couple weeks as I get packing. Here is that notebook cover. I have not seen that. Looks good. I was cleaning up some stuff last week. We have this little box of randomness that, like, when we get, random cards or random just junk, like in our pockets, we throw it in, and this box got overwhelming. And I had this leather cover in there, and I don't know where it's from because it doesn't have a label on it, but it's nice. I'll have to bring it in here. Maybe we'll give it away. Because, like, as much as I like these, I don't use them around the house. But if I went out of the house, I would. That looks good. I like it. Quebeco original. All right. Let's do the giveaway, and then we'll do the reveal. So let me pick the winner first. And then we'll do the Milky Way up after that. Pick a winner. Crafty Becky. Crafty Becky. Any top tips for curing my M-nib vanishing point from always being a dry starter? I want to love it and use it, but it never wants to write. Really? Apropos of nothing, I'm down to 79 kills on that cat house. That shouldn't take you too long. that shouldn't take you too long. What is that, Suros Regime? That's the only one that has like the Crucible stuff. Crafty Becky, let's go. Have you ever actually won Crafty Becky? I think you've won once before, right? Not a... Jade Rabbit requires Crucible kills. Gotcha. I did that one a long time ago then. Just finished Suros. Gotcha. I need to look at which ones I need to do. Maybe we need to team up for some. I need to do Rat King for sure. Rat King requires other people using Rat King to do. You won the Conklin. Nice. That's what it was. Nice. All right. So let's do a reveal here. Let me write your name on this little worker. All right, and then it's done. You still have to get the catalyst, though. And I forget where it drops from. You'll have to read where it drops from. I only just got the catalyst. I've had the Rat King for years, but the catalyst, they just put it in the open pool. Sorry, we're talking about Destiny 2 here. All right, let's see what we got. Tony is playing Destiny. It's crazy, right? Ooh, Drink Local, the Ales edition. Oh, this is a good one. It's got the coaster in it and everything. Just started Warframe. Warframe always looked pretty cool. I've been playing a lot of No Man's Sky. This is a good one. This is one of my favorite editions because the paper is like an amber grid and it's really nice to write on. So yeah, this grid, this is one of my favorites to use because the cover is really, it feels good and it wears in well. And the paper is great. It's like an amber grid. It's like this color grid. It's fantastic. Yeah, it comes with when they did this set, they put coasters in like the subscription packs. I don't think they did it in all the packs, but maybe for the subscribers or something. Or maybe it's in all of them. I can't remember. Yeah, these are fantastic. Really, really good set. Yeah, like I just got mine. They just opened that up, Tony. And mine just came like, I think out of a random Nightfall. Or random strike, yeah. I was like, oh, now I have this. I should do it one day. That was the first field notes I've ever purchased. Definitely a top 10 all-time edition. With 50-something editions now, I'd still say this is a top 10 probably edition. So really fun one. All right, Crafty Becky, that's you. Namiki Milky Way. Is it called the Milky Way? Or Namiki Galaxy? I have some of the national product field notes. They're too pretty to write in, right? Ooh, I need to water my plant, chat. It's croaking on me. All right, so this is the Namiki. The camera is so dark today. I know. As soon as we're done, I'm watering the plant. So maybe one of my favorite pens ever. This is probably like, if I'm making a list of, hey, this is Brad's favorite pens or number one pens or like what pen would I grab in a fire, this is like number one, probably. It's just an amazing writer. It's definitely the most expensive pen, but that doesn't necessarily count into this one. This one just happens to be. It's just beautiful art, beautiful balance and weight. Like it's a smaller pen, but heavy. It's like a brass underlayer. With the lacquer and the maquille artwork on the top. You can see the planets are, let's see if I can get it in here. Trying to show you how like the little rodden is like broken up in here, but we're not getting a focus on it. But like it's not like a circular disc. It's like kind of like cracked and stuff. I don't know if you can see that barely. It's really wild. Pilot Namiki Galaxy. I always call it the Milky Way, but it's a galaxy. So yeah, Really pretty, and it's like it's got like the it's got like the swirl, like the Starfield swirl through there, right? And then the artist signature. So this is the Starfield, how the Starfield goes. Like this pen is good because it stopped me from buying expensive pens. Like, okay, like this is like kind of the one and only that I need. Like, I thought a long time about it, planned for it, you know, and it's like now I don't need to spend this kind of money again. Like, I'm good. But it's great. It's an 80 par. Yeah, I think this would probably be pretty easy. Just because, like, the nib is great. It's a stock fine nib. It writes so good. Like, this is, it doesn't just look good or fit me good. It writes so well, right? It's just kind of everything for me. You know, Japanese, artwork, quality, craftsmanship, comfort. It is a very expensive pen. It's a very expensive pen. It's the only pen that I've spent more than $1,000 on. And it'll probably be the only one I ever spend more than $1,000 on. Like, I'm really content with the pens that I have right now. Yeah, like I will probably never grade this pen, right? Like it's such almost like a one-off type of situation. It doesn't feel useful to put a number on it, right? What about a fancier Nakaya? I'm not there. Like I used to be before I started getting other pens, like the what do they call it? Falling Dragon. Oh no. There's more of these. They make plenty. They make a lot of these. This is not like a one-of-one type of thing. But yeah, they're all like a little bit different. Can you show the nib again? Sure. It's a Mount Fuji on the nib. Ascending Dragon. Thank you. So it's a Mount Fuji nib. Do you have special property insurance for your home with all the pens? I added them once years ago. Kind of included them under like some business stuff I got because I have all the like the inventory stuff. But I will ink this up in the next week or so. I need to write through some of my pens right now before I ink this up. But when I do, like I may not unink it. So this only has ever had Pilot Oroshizuku Tsukio in it, which is the perfect match for this pen. And I keep waiting for the cartridges for this. But I use a Pilot Con 70 converter in here. I can't get past $500 for a pen. Anything over $200 needs a hard think. That's where I'm at now, Inky Love. Because I have so much enjoyment in all the things that I bought already. Like, I'm good. Like, I will buy more pens and I'll buy plenty of expensive pens. But, like, for, like, a really luxury item, like, I don't see me buying more things in this price range. So, strings and pedals. Except maybe an Annabelle pen. I might buy one of Annabelle's pens for the nib. No, I haven't seen that, Toasty. You got to send me that. So yeah, we'll link this up next week, probably. I got to work through some of the pens that I have inked up right now. Since I just inked some up, that's one of the things I was going to do today is just kind of do some writing to be working through my pens. That Con 70 with the black trim is really perfect for that pen. So that's why I leave that converter in there. I wish you'd try that Birmingham Ironside. That is not for me. Like, I know big metal pens are not for me. Okay, I didn't think that's where we were going, Toasty Treat. That's actually pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Because you know I like the Bohem, right? I wish you wouldn't have shown me that. That is my kind of pen. How much are these? That is a nice pen. Do I have my Bohem in here? I'm getting too much crap on my... Up here. Get too much crap on my icebox. 760? Yeah, that's great. That's totally what this should be. Like, I would buy one of these. I'm not going to now, allegedly. But like this is the Bohem that I have, right? So comparatively, okay, I mean, I don't have everything here, but like that's the Pentel Sharp, right? That's the Platinum Preppy, right? So this is the short little safety pin guy. Zoop, 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 zoop. And it's like, I paid like $300 for this pin, maybe. Which at the time was like super hard to like, oh my God. But now, like that was such a good deal on this pen. Like I would pay that in a second for this pen. It's so good. Gold nib. Got a little grindy on that. I know the pin box is good. The pin box needs to be cleaned out though. We got to get on that pin Addict 100. Yeah, it might even be like 280 Starbucks. I don't know why that's remembering the number in my head, but yeah, it was like $300. So yeah. I would sit there twisting it and making that sound. Yeah, so you put an ink cartridge in the back of it here. So you just pop the ink cartridge in, close it up, retract the nib. Good to go. So this one looks like a more fixed Bohem, right? Like without the safety mechanism, or does it? Does it have that? Like this does this retract? I don't know, but it's great looking. That's my kind of pen right there. I like this so much, I'm going to put that on the show notes, I think, for tomorrow. Any entry-level safety pins out there that twist in and out like that? Not that I can think of. Yeah, it doesn't retract. It's just we reimagined the innovative safety pins from our archive. I mean, I think they reimagined it by not making it a safety pin. It's not really a safety pin either. It's just a retractable nib. Yeah. Do you think Mont Blanc are comparable to your other pens or no? Yeah. Like, I've never been displeased with the quality of a Mont Blanc. They've just never been my style, right? Or, like, the size of pen that I enjoy, right? Oh, the nib was spectacular. The 146 I had, the nib was awesome. Like, noticeably different than, and maybe better than most nibs. Without question, the Mont Blanc nibs have been very, very high quality. It's just never been a style that I've liked. What I need to do is get a 149 that I like. That's not as big as the 146. That would be more my style. I ended up selling my 146 because it was just too big. So, there you go. Great pen, Toasty. God, so if that's the MSRP, we could get it for like $600. I mean, that's a lot, but like my Elwood was more than that. And that's the same kind of concept. You know, that's the type of pen that I like. Golly. Gotta think about that budget. Have you seen the Mont Blanc Glacier? I have not. You did. We just need to I just need to sell you that pen so I can like start budgeting for this other stuff. But now you're getting ready to leave. I don't want to send it to you now. But I will sell you that pen.